So I figured it out. Once I push the start stream button on OBS, then we start streaming with like a 15-second lag on YouTube. What? So you heard a little bit of Elvis. What is going on, Jerome's? Happy Monday evening as we're watching the Bills and the Tennessee Titans get it on because the geniuses over at ABC, ESPN thinking, hey, you know, we have two football games. Why don't we overlap it so that people can't watch both games at the same time? It's frustrating, man. Like, hey, I'm all for new ideas and new things, but if the new ideas suck, now, like, there's a reason why. Hey, how about Thanksgiving? We just play all three games at once. Go ahead. Oh, we can have like a red zone channel, and then Susie Colbert and Booger McFarland will be in studio at halftime. Who cares? Who cares? I hope this doesn't become a thing, because back to back is how you do double headers, and when they have three games back to back to back. Just like how the Vikings are going to handle the Jerome Barty over the next 3 years. Woo! Love, man. Love it. So, anyways, airing out our grievances because this Bills-Titans game actually looks pretty good. But we got to check out in half an hour because we got to watch our Vikings. But, hey, there will be highlights from both games by Scott Van Pelt. It's just so frustrating, man. Anyway, Treylon Burks looks slow. Looks way slower than he did at Arkansas. Anyway, welcome in, Jerome's. We got pregame show. It's going to be very tangenty. There isn't a lot of pre-produced stuff. There isn't this, there isn't that, but we're fired up, man. But also something we're fired up about is, so we have a daughter, and she's the most amazing, cutest, smartest, sassiest person in the world, and her school is doing a fundraiser, so they're doing one of those walkathon things, right? So it's like, hey, give us a couple dollars and then we'll walk around the track to raise money, whatever. But they're doing it for playground equipment as well as some other stuff. I don't know. The wife reads all the brochures, but they're doing a fundraiser for the school. So all the Venmos this week that go to @PurpleFTW will go to the kids' fundraiser. Because, not going to lie, part of being a parent is trying to flex on the other parents. So I'm just trying to rack up and stack up all these donations, man. So I'm going to match all the donations. We're just going to make sure that they're like, wow, you raised so much money. And well, she doesn't like... She likes sports, but she doesn't like doing sports when she's told to do sports, if that makes sense. So she doesn't really like gym class because it's structured and like they tell her what to do. But if she's just with her friends, like, oh, well, of course we're going to go play soccer or something like that. But yeah, so any donations that go in on the Venmo this week go into the kids' fundraiser. So thank you very much for doing that. So Eagles and Vikings, Monday Night Football, man. And I don't know about you, but for me, the last couple years, secretly, when the Vikings have been playing on primetime, I'm just like, please don't get exposed. Please don't get embarrassed. Don't do this. Don't do that. But now it's just like, we're going to whip somebody's ass. And I know, being back in Philly, that whole thing. Philly, 38-7, blah, blah, blah. Do not care anymore. Don't care. The Vikings, hey, respect the Eagles. Have some nice pieces on defense. They got some great corners and big plays, and James Bradbury. They got some fantastic pieces on offense. Maybe one of the better offensive lines of football. Do not care. Don't care at all. Because the Vikings are going to march in with their all-white uniforms and just like, woo, woo. That's not the one. Woo, woo. There we go. That's right. It's so fresh and so clean. I love the white-on-white uniforms because, on the road, I feel like the Vikings fare poorly in the white jersey, purple pants, but maybe that's just 38-7. But I don't know, I just feel like just looks good, man. Plus, I love when Jefferson wears the tall white socks. Also, we need to talk about this. We need to talk about all right, so from the picture, you got Thielen and Jefferson looking great. Also, all tinted visors should be allowed at all times, by the way. They're missing a great opportunity here. And the custom thigh pads, man. That's amazing. So Thielen's got the 1-9. Thielen's got the cross. And then Justin Jefferson has JJ as well as a jet. Woo, woo. Come on, man. Come on. Football is amazing. Actually, this game is looking pretty good. I'm really glad I didn't bet this game because I would have easily took the Bills -10. But looking kind of tough. Well, they just forced a punt. Who knows? But, yeah, the Vikings inactives for today. Andrew Booth Jr. Out with that quad injury that he suffered week 1 against the greasy, grimy Green Bay Packers. And, of course, they got Ty Chandler inactive, Luigi Villain, Chris Reed, Verdarian Lowe, Asazi Otamawo. So, yeah, no one is really shocking here. Also, it was announced that the Vikings have elevated Duke Shelley, the cornerback, primarily a slot guy coming up from the practice squad. So they basically did that last week. When Lewisine missed the game, they brought up Miles Dorn, etc. So that is what is currently going on. But I'm fired up. I'm fired up, man, because not only do the Vikings have this golden opportunity on a national stage, well, sharing a national stage for half the game, but Monday Night Football to shut up all the haters and the losers, because the Eagles, if you watch like Good Morning Football or NFL Network or ESPN or Fox Sports, whatever, like all of them are really hyping up the Eagles. It's like, oh, Jalen Hurts, oh, AJ Brown, Howie Roseman, genius all over again. But this is a golden opportunity for the Vikings to shut a lot of people up. Absolutely shut them down, because you beat down the Packers week 1. Oh, look, the Packers actually look like they have a pulse. Sunday Night Football against the Bears. Congratulations. And for that, we thank you. But the Vikings have a chance to go on a road, big-time spot, and beat down a very good football team. Because, the Eagles are probably going to be in the NFC East race. I think that they're probably favorites now, especially with Dak going down with injuries. Although the Giants, baby, one time. But these are games that if you want to be a great team, these are games that you have to win, because you have to take care of this stuff. Because look at the schedule. Then you got the Lions, upstart Lions, man, who just got their first win. They're tied for the highest scoring team in the league right now for the Chiefs. Like who would have thought that? Crazy. The Saints, maybe. I don't know. The Saints look like ass, thank you, except for that defense for most of the game against the Bucs, whatever. The Bears, whatever. Dolphins, ooh, that's going to be fun. That's going to be fun, man. The Cardinals are going to have Nuke back by then, and Kyler just running around doing crazy-ish. Cliff Kingsbury not having a clue, sure. The Commies, they can put up points. They can't really win games, but they can put up points. The Bills obviously going to be great. Dak might be back for the Cowboys game. Patriots on Thursday Night Football. Maybe the offensive line got its ish together. The Jets are going to have Zach Wilson back, and they had Joe Flacco miracle vibes, man. They got the Lions again. The Colts, no. The Giants resurgent as I die. Is that you, Rona? That's how surprised I am. My lungs are just like, we reject this. We reject this premise that the Giants are back again. And then of course, they got the Packers and the Bears. Oh, my. It's going to be good times. But overall, you got to love football. Yeah, absolutely got to love football. Now, I'm predicting first play of the game, first offensive play of the game from scrimmage, play action, 75-yard touchdown pass, Jalen Reagor. That's going to be his only offensive snap. It's going to be part of the scripted plays. He gets in, just lines up at the X, runs a 9, and wins the day. Whew. And then goes to all the Philly fans. Shh. And we did a video on this earlier in the day where Jefferson had talked about how he felt bad about Jalen Reagor's plight in Philly because of the injuries, because of the fans, because of social media. And he's right. He's absolutely right. And I thought it showed a lot of maturity from Jefferson, really empathizing with Jalen. And the fact that they're teammates now is awesome. Because, in fairness, Jefferson could have had a reason to really hate Jalen Reagor because he was one of the players drafted in front of him. Like, remember the Brady 6? Yeah, that whole thing. He remembers Spurgeon Wynn and Giovanni Camazzi and Chad Penton. I hate you. I hate you. But Jefferson's like, no, he's my guy. And I respect what we went through in Philly. Didn't really get the time of day through various injuries. Ooh. Bills are marching. Shame we have to change this game. So stupid. So stupid, man. Defensively, this is going to be a big-time test. So the greasy grimy Green Bay Packers week 1. Yeah, let's be honest. No Lazard, no Bakhtiari, no Elton Jenkins. They were kind of a wounded animal, especially being led by a 75-year-old quarterback who doesn't want to be there and is only cashing a paycheck. But the Eagles offense, man. The Eagles, I've had a poopy day and I hate the freaking Eagles, man. This offense, it can be legit. Absolutely can be legit. Also legit. Hey, let us know where you're watching from. We'll give a couple shout-outs. Woo. That's right, man. But A.J. Brown is a bad dude, and you saw that against the Lions. And also Devontae Smith, even though he didn't have any receptions week 1, he can get loose. He can be that dude. I do think that Dallas Goedert is one of the better young up-and-coming tight ends in the game. Their offensive line is legit, from Malata to Dickerson, who's dinged up with an ankle injury. You got Jason Kelsey, you got Samalo, you got Lane freaking Johnson, the ageless one. I mean, when you got Cam Jurgens on your bench, you're pretty all right. And, of course, you got Gainwell and Boston Scott and Miles Sanders. So this is going to be a big-time game. This is going to be a big-time test for this defense, and I think public enemy number one is Jalen Hurts and his mobility. So if the Vikings can corral Jalen Hurts, they can get some things done. And I really respect Ed Donatel. I think he's going to come in with a good game plan. I think they're going to be massively fired up. I don't think that there's always worries that there's going to be an emotional hangover after you have a big-time game. And, the Vikings at home against the Packers. Well, Vikings, they just won their Super Bowl. Congratulations. And it ain't like that, but you did have a big-time win against a division rival. Yes, that is a big deal. But having the extra day off, delaying practice a day, and then playing on Monday Night Football, having the long week, I think that certainly helps. Also, I think that leadership ain't going to let that happen, because that certainly happened before Philly 38-7 after the Minneapolis Miracle. I think Anthony Barr even said that they really didn't get focused as a team until like Thursday, Friday, before that game, which ain't good. It's no bueno. That comes down to leadership. That comes down to coaching. I don't think that the veterans on this team, whether it be Kendricks, Daniil, Zadarius, Harrison Smith, Patrick Peterson, I don't think they're going to let that happen on defense, and as well as coaching. Kevin O'Connell, Ed Dontel, ain't going to happen. Ain't gonna let it happen. So I think this is gonna be a massive gift for Eric Kendricks, both in coverage in the middle of the field. Dallas Goedert as well as AJ Brown likes to work the middle of the field as well. Also, just keeping Jalen Hurts in check, always spying on number one, not letting him get loose, not letting him pick up junk first downs, especially on third and long. All of a sudden, the defense has their back turned to him, and he just takes off and runs. Can't do it. Can't do it. So it's gonna be a big time game from the front seven. Plus, how about some sacks on the beach? Oh, baby. Like, I'm talking about Clarence from Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band type level of saxophone. Come on, man. Fired up. I'm already excited about this game. That's right. Oh, doing a couple shout-outs. That's right. Pretty excited. Skull from Kentucky. Itasca, Memphis, Tennessee. Love the ribs. Saskatchewan, Candle Lake, what up? Sunshine State, Colorado, gorgeous. Denver, Roseville, California, Pikeville, Kentucky, Kingwood, up to no good. Jersey, speaking of Jersey, Atlanta, Wichita Falls, Texas. I want to say there was a big time player from Wichita Falls, Texas. That's probably a bunch. I mean, it's Texas. Wichita Falls football player. Kari Long, David Nelson. Wasn't David Nelson like the tall receiver from Florida? Nathan Vasher, JT Barrett. Maybe not. Anyways, see a couple other shout outs. Mississippi. We got Sioux Falls. We got Winona, IA. That's right. Ottawa, Madison, Wisconsin, Germany, Des Moines, Charlotte. Got another one from Winona, the motherland. Caribou, Maine. That doesn't sound like a real place. Guadalajara. That's right. White Bear Lake. Oh, it's producer Alec. No wonder your name came up with a specific color because you're a moderator. Nailed it. So moving on. All right, so Eagles offense, pretty solid. Eagles defense, sweaty cocks, just like we talked about. But the main battle is going to be the interior Vikings offensive line against. Now that I know that producer Al is watching, now I have to behave and actually stay on task. The Eagles interior defensive line. So you got Fletcher Cox, the ageless one. You got Vernon Hargrave. You got Jordan freaking Davis. So it's going to be a big time test. And I don't think that the Eagles are necessarily just going to be targeting Ed Ingram like the Packers were in the first half of last week. I think that they are going to try and go where the bread is buttered. So I think that they're going to severely test Garrett Bradbury. And frankly, if he can hold his own, pun intended, the way that he did week one, I think that the Vikings easily win this matchup because I think the Vikings will put up points. I think the Eagles defense is ripe for giving up a couple. You know what I mean? They're an opportunistic defense, but they struggled against the run against Detroit. DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams really carved them up. Also respected Detroit. That run game is going to be really hard to stop week 3, but that's looking ahead. Oh, also, props to the Bills fan wearing the authentic Josh Allen Wyoming jersey. Also, they do not look happy. There's some very upset-looking Western New Yorkers out there. Anyways, but yes, I think the Vikings will put up points. The question will be, well, I'm already predicting this game is going to be a shootout, so I'm already taking the Vikings in the points. I'm already taking the over, so we're getting after it, man. But, I mean, the Eagles' defense, even though I think that the Vikings will have their way, they're no joke. I mean, with Hassan Reddick as well as Gardner Johnson, as well as Marvelous Marcus Epps and Slay and Bradbury, I mean, they're talented. They are talented across the board, so it is going to be a tough one. Also, the more frustrating thing, I've already said my piece. Giant bet on. All right, so someone reporting giant bet on Vikings at BetMGM, 385,000 on the Vikings plus 2.5. Woo, take it, man, take it. Why are you being a coward? Do the money line. Go ahead, yeah, go ahead, man. But just feels good. Just feels good to be back at it. Plus, just seeing what Justin Jefferson is going to do part 2, because the Packers came in. So the Packers came in sort of like whatever. It's week 1, feeling out process. We didn't see Justin Jefferson in preseason. We know that he's good, but we're not going to shadow him with Jar. We're just going to play some zone and we'll see what happens. And then you saw what happened, especially in that first half. And now the Eagles have a week worth of tape. They have a loose understanding of what Kevin O'Connell's offense is going to do. So now what does Kevin O'Connell do to adjust to the adjustments, right? And the Eagles, Jonathan Gannon, who, by the way, interviewed for the Vikings head coaching opening, fun fact, he's sort of under fire. It kind of seems like the Eagles media and Philly fans are sort of over the Wunder kid. So their defense is going to be stressed tonight, and notably Justin friggin' Jefferson. Plus, I'm still waiting because Thielen and KJ had relatively quiet games week 1 because it was the Justin Jefferson show. And I'm just waiting to see if Philly shadows Jefferson with Darius Slay and maybe gives them some safety help over the top with Epps or Gardner Johnson. What's going to happen with Thielen? Because, I mean, you're going to have him singled up against Bradbury. We'll take that. You could have KJ in the slot against Maddox. We'll take that. And one of these other guys are going to have a big-time game at some point because eventually a team will devote enough resources to stopping Justin Jefferson that maybe he'll slow down. He'll still get his, but it won't be to the level of week 1. So with Thielen and KJ stepping up, having themselves a big game, 100 yards and a touchdown or 2, as well as I'm not buying Johnny Munt was a better part of the game plan week 1 against the Packers, and that's why Irv Smith was limited in his snaps. Just say that you were worried about his thumb. Just say that, because I think that Irv is going to ease his way back into the offense. Johnny Munt is fine. He's a decent all-around tight end, especially a blocker. But, got a free first down? Or they kick a field goal? Or they score? What the hell's happening? See, this is they just kicked the field goal. Whatever. So, yes, I think that Irv Smith is going to have an expanded role, but that offensive line, man. The offensive line on the road, going to have a big-time test against this Philly front 7, even though I still think that they're going to put up points. Plus, something that's under the radar, since the Eagles gave it away now on the ground against the Lions, I'm thinking a big-time Dalvin game. Because Dalvin had one of the more quiet 90 yards rushing and 100 total yards from scrimmage games week 1 against the Packers. He did have a decent rotation in there on Madison. He did a little bit more of the dirty work, but bright lights, big city. I mean, this is a Dalvin time. Producer Allie doing work in the chat. It's funny. So I do think that number 444 could go for 100 week 222. Yeah, so it's gonna be good times there, man. It's exciting. We got 10 friggin' minutes. Gotta watch the rest of this train wreck game. Actually, it's pretty good. I'm surprised that the Titans are hanging tough. Taylor Lewan just went down with another knee injury. He's had some really bad injury luck as of late. Derrick Henry is not the same guy that he was a couple years ago, but of course that's what happens with every great running back. I keep thinking that 2 is Julio, but no, it's Robert Woods. They've had a lot of turnover on the Titans offense, pun intended. I mean, Henry's getting knocked around more than we're used to seeing, man. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Give a couple more shout-outs. Let us know where you're watching from. Oh, we got Eagles fans in the chat. Woo! Come on, man. Let's go. Let's go. Also, if you want a question answered, toss a couple bucks in the super chat. Let's go. BRB. So, oh my goodness, I do not recommend getting old because you have to pee so much. Like I swear to Christ. Also, like, so limiting intaking of liquids after 4 p.m. and then you still get up in the middle of the night and have to pee 5 times. Might have some problems. Anyways, so we are back again. Reminder: kids fundraiser going on. All Venmo this week going to her, and we want to smash and dash all the other parents because that's what's important. That's right. Just flexing out. Go ahead. But, 7 minutes till game time. Jesse Ventura putting some stuff out there. Actually, what the hell's going on here? Jesse Ventura put out a hype video. Can we show that? I feel like we should. You know what's crazy to me? So, not getting into politics, but it's insane that Minnesota elected Jesse Ventura governor. That's crazy, man. It's good times. I was a kid when that happened. I remember there was T-shirts that said, "My governor can beat up your governor." It was like, good times. Good times, man. That's right. Hey, toss in some final score predictions. Mine, well, I got to go 38-7, but I'm actually going to go Vikings 32, Eagles 16. I love me some weird scores. That's what we're trying to hit the scoreagami. Let's see here. Got someone watching Duluth. Got Midland, Texas. That's right. Jackson, Mississippi. San Diego, California, all up in here. What up? What up? What up? Got Rochester, Blaine, Superior, Wisconsin. Austin, Texas. Represent the Longhorns. Ooh! Hook 'em. Is Texas back? Well, maybe. If Ewers gets healthy, as well as Arch Manning. I don't know, man. I don't know. It might be happening. Dad, why'd you leave me again? That's funny. For sure pooping. Oh, man. All right, so final score predictions. Got 40-10 Vikes. We got 27-21 Vikes. 24-22. We got 24-13 Vikes. Got Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. We got Detroit Lakes go crazy all up in here. Denver, Sunshine State, gorgeous. Gorgeous. Two Harbors all up in here. We got 5 minutes still game time. Oh, look, it's perfectly syncing up. That this game is going to kick off right as Bills whatever's turn rolls into halftime, or pretty dang close. Actually, 5 minutes in the NFL at the end of a half is an eternity. Titans are playing them tough. Jonathan Simmons. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. But, man, so this is just a golden opportunity for, I feel like after the Vikings beat the Packers, a lot of the national media, even though, some of them respect, they put the Vikings up high in the power rankings, etc. But it was more, was this just an anomaly? Was this a flash in the pan? Was this the Vikings getting the jump on the Packers because the Vikings all off season, they're waiting to play the Packers, blah, blah, blah. The Packers are discombobulated, trying to learn how to play without Devontae. And the Vikings and Kevin O'Connell at Dontel just had a phenomenal game plan. And, they'll regress back to the mean. Or is this going to prove that the Vikings are legit? Is that the Vikings are here to stay? That the Vikings are going to be contenders in the NFC, which looks very winnable? And this game will determine that, because the Eagles are going to be tough, but can the Vikings take the show on the road in a hostile environment and get it done? I think they certainly can, especially something that's playing into the Vikings' favor is that the fact that Kirk played in Philadelphia every single year when he was a starter in Washington. So the Philly crowd's not going to faze him. He knows what to expect. He's been there, done that, got the T-shirt. And the fact that I love that ESPN still puts out there, ooh, baby. ESPN still puts out there like, hey, Kirk Cousins, did you know that he's 2-9 in on Monday Night Football, which is the worst record ever? He was 0-9. Like, no one gives him the credit that he's won the last 2 Monday night games in a row. Now, granted, they were both against the Bears, but still. But still, man. But this is a golden opportunity. Like we said, the Vikings can come in. They can just be like, put it on the table and be like, hey, we are here. We are legit, and we're going to put the league on notice, right? Because, the Vikings, I think they have a golden opportunity. I think that the Packers are due to take a step back. I think the Packers that you saw week 1 is much more akin to the Packers that you're going to see the rest of the year as opposed to what you saw against the Bears at home. Congratulations, man. And then, Stephon Diggs, let's go. Let's go. Punch one in. And then, this is going to be a fun season. Obviously, we're not looking at 17 cupcakes on here. Although, as we've learned from college football, if you schedule a cupcake at home, they ain't no guaranteed win, man. Ask the Badgers what's going on at Washington State. But, a lot of these games are just going to be freaking fun, man. Absolutely. Where, a part of me, that we like the challenge of games. And if we want to just go 17-0, we'd schedule, Colorado every single week. But the fact that the Vikings are going to play the Saints in London, the fact that the Vikings are up against the Lions, who are resurgent and looking like fun, the Dolphins, and Mike McDaniel and Jalen Waddle and Tua, and also Tyreek Hill looking fantastic. Cardinals and Kyler just making up plays in the dirt, just running around doing some things. Now, a lot of people criticize Kyler for playing that kind of football, but they loved it when Brett Favre was out there just like, I don't know what nickel is. I'm just going to throw it. Yeah, Brett Favre in the news, by the way. All right, so Vikings game is shortly upon us. Doing the introductions, all that stuff. We are going to be back here at halftime for about 10 minutes, and then we'll do the post-game show. We'll do 10 takeaways, and, of course, we'll do our winners and losers